Good morning, I'm Justin Peterson, and today I'm actually going to talk to you about campus living. So, I'll give you guys this brochure. I hope everyone has one by now. I'm going to give you guys a little presentation of just things to consider when looking for housing, college housing. So some things I'm going to talk to you guys about today is when you're considering college housing, you might want to think about the distance and from campus and transportation. If it's single living or living with roommates, the cost, everything's going to be rent for everybody. If it's rent for a single person, for a group effort, for the entire household. Utilities, what utilities are provided, and activities, facilities that you might want to look for. So one thing you really want to consider is distance from the campus. I mean, distance can mean everything compared to where you are. Distance can depend on how much you're going to be paying for on rent. Distance can be say you don't want to get up in the morning just because you don't want to make a 10-minute drive. So distance is everything, because on campus, it's really not that hard to get to class. You just got to wake up, walk to class, not a big deal. Off campus, it might be a little bit harder to get to class. So that's one thing you might really think about. Another thing is roommates. Roommates, we all know, can be like a big deal. I'm pretty sure everyone here has probably had at least one bad roommate experience. Roommates really make your living in college really great, or really can be really bad. So as you can see, some of the things we wrote about for pros and cons. Said pros for living with roommates, always cheaper. You usually split things on costs. Roommates can turn out to be some of your best friends in college. Usually a lot of time the roommates end up being your best friends throughout college. And they really help you keep active, they help you keep social, and can even help you out with your schoolwork. Cons is just, it's really the roommates in themselves. Your roommate, you might not get along or agree on things, so that's one thing. It's kind of important. And there's also one thing I think is the most important is personal loss of privacy. I mean, there's a lot of times where you're never going to really be alone with yourself. You always got someone talking to you or trying to talk to you. Another thing let's talk about is cost. So on campus, you got things from $2,100 to about $3,500, depending on where you're living. I know Bates House, some of the really old traditional styles, about $2,100 a semester, and you got all the new quads, which are about $3,500 a semester. But that's like the most expensive you're going to pay here. Off campus, you're really paying about $300 to $1,200 a month, depending on where you're staying. Like, once again, that can depend on just how far away you are from campus. So really, the farther away, definitely the cheaper it's going to be. Also, another thing is utilities. A lot of places here, I know, Olympia and Granby, they don't include a lot of the utilities. So that's one thing you really got to add on to the cost of what you're paying. Another thing you need to think about, I know places like U Oaks, they actually include utilities in their overall rent, which just kind of makes things easier, but that's really depending on if you're okay with paying a down rent fee and then really having to worry about other utility bills and make sure you get those in every month. So that's personal preference. Just some pluses and not good things about on campus, off campus. We got, as you see in the last card, we got something on campus, like I said earlier, close to class. It's not, you just get up, walk to class, no big deal. Unfortunately, it is on campus usually less space, and if you got an apartment, just huge living space with tons of square feet. Like I said, yeah, off campus, a lot more space. You might have a lot more things to use. You might have a personal pool right 10 feet from where you live. They'll lay out by the pool. Most of them have gyms now, and just party events for the apartment complex. So if you all had any questions, I know there's a lot of information you can find at housing.southcarolina.edu. And also, our class in RETL 237, we're a big supporter of the Carolina Collegiate Federal Credit Union. So I also put on the 3 locations that they have, the Pulaski, Rosewood, and the Russell House location. So if anyone's interested in switching to a credit union, we know a lot of benefits, and we also post financial tips on our website if you look up RETL 237 Consumer Economics. So if anyone has any questions. All right, well, thank you.